but we're working for God. Colossians 3:23, whatever you do, work at it with all your heart as working for the Lord, not for human masters. That's something I have to remind myself every day. I'm looking at you, but I'm really looking at God. And so I really want to talk back to you, but I really got to realize I'm really talking back to God, because he gave me this job and he brought me here for a reason and a purpose, and I'm not going to let you make me lose sight of that. And whatever blessing he has for me is coming, and you're not going to stop it. So yes, ma'am. I'm about to go do it. That's a very hard mentality to have. It's a very hard mentality to have. The second thing, God first made all of our provisions before he made us. I talked about that earlier. God gave us authority, and then he called us to be leaders. Yes, even us women. He called us to be leaders. Now, in order within our home, you know, husbands first and then the wife. If you are the woman of the home and there is no man in place, then of course you will be the head over the children, not the children over you. And he calls us to be in order, but he calls us to be leaders. From the very beginning of time, when he first breathed breath into our nostrils, he calls us to be leaders. He wants us to lead. He gave us authority. But learning to follow first is very important. I just talked about, you know, responses, you know, on the job, how hard that is. If we can't first take direction, how do we expect God to trust us into a place of elevation to then give direction? It's not going to happen. We have to first be able to take direction and be great followers and be great servers. And then he will elevate us to a place where we can then be in a place to lead others. So he calls us to be leaders. Number 4, God created woman to be a helper suitable for her husband. So that says to me, we are partners. We are partners. He asks both parties to contribute. He asks both parties to give and provide and work together. You know, it took me a long time to get to this place. I can just be honest with you. I didn't grow up with a father, so I didn't understand the importance of order and being under submission to a man. You know, that was something that I was taught women. You know, women is, you know, where it's at, and we do what we want to do and let a man get in your way, then you leave him. You know, I grew up around a lot of strong women, beautiful, wonderful women, but very strong-willed, and so submitting to a man was not something I ever saw. And so God ordered my life to be able to cross paths with this wonderful man to teach me submission, because I didn't get to learn it from my physical father. So I had to learn it at some point. And as he taught me to submit to my husband, he was teaching me, not only do I not submit to him, I don't submit to him. And that's the worst part of it all. God is trying to tell me, this is my will for you. And I kept saying, but my will, this is what I dream about. This is what I want to do. I want to go here, and I was doing the same thing with him. And he said, all right, whatever. And we weren't on the same page. And it took me some time and some friction and some rough times to realize I have to be submissive. You know, God placed us in a marriage together. He allowed it to happen. It's a blessing, and I have to submit to him. And if he's telling me to do something wrong, that's between him and the maker. And every day I was like, I'm praying about that one. But I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. And I pray and I ask God to really work on my willpower. Because willpower is not a bad trait. It's only bad when it's used in the wrong places.